Thank you for joining us on the Media Connection. We're here at 26th in California at the Cook County Courthouse for a very important case. And these are some sisters who have taken this battle, and they are not going to let it go until we win it. Well, Sister Zakia, can you give us a background information on what brings you to the courthouse today?
Well, to make it as brief as I can, there was an incident that infuriated black women. My friend Doris Lewis, Stephanie Gatlin, myself, we got together and we met around this white supremacist who confronted Judge Arnette Hubbard out in front of the Daly Center for smoking. Whatever the conversation was about, he spit in her face and slapped her twice. He weighs 240 pounds, 6 feet tall. I don't think she weighs 120 pounds, and she's 79 years old. So that was like spitting in our face. So we formed a group. We came together and said, hey, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, because there was no outcry. Nobody, it was like they played it down and no black people were talking about it. The only visible people that were vocal was Reverend Jesse Jackson, and the Nation of Islam came and supported what we were doing. So this was the day of the hearing, and we were there in large numbers to make sure that he's prosecuted to the furthest extent of the law. We are going to expose these hearings and trials. We're not going to let it be swept under the rug. We're not going to let them do a Zimmerman on him. You understand? So we're here in big numbers saying we want justice at all costs.
What were the charges that were placed against him?
He had 5 counts. One was a hate crime, and the others were various assaults. Assault bodily, assault in a public place, assault to a person who was over 65 years old, those types of assaults.
Yes, now you say Judge Hubbard is 79. 79. That is outrageous. Well, you all gathered together this past Saturday for a very powerful rally that really brought the community's attention to this matter. What are some of the things you hope to achieve with Saturday's gathering?
Well, we hope to organize and galvanize black women and just black men, black people in general, to deal with the constant assaults that we go through every day, whether it's physical or verbal. It's time for us to organize and say no more, no more. As she said, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it's time for us to take a stand. Where is the insult level? I'm insulted every day, and I try to act on it when I become insulted. This man hit her in broad open daylight. Not in an alley, not at night, but broad open daylight. So my question became, what would make someone so comfortable to the point of hitting this judge outside of Daly Center? And I'm convinced it's because we're not sending a message to people that you're not going to run over us and get away with it. So this is why we took that strong position. And in doing so at the community meeting, we learned about other sisters who are having problems, who have been assaulted by men on their jobs. So it's just time for us to stand up, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to be at every court appearance. We will not let up. We want to see this man prosecuted to the fullest extent.
So, Sister Eunice, what was your reactions when you saw the court proceedings today, and how do you feel about how things turned out?
Well, I didn't feel good at all, because I came out to support. And I was thinking that, well, maybe we would get a chance to hear something, but I was just flabbergasted when I heard that it wasn't going to be any court proceedings today. And I'm in support of what they do, because I've been out in the movement for a long time, and I cannot stand to see injustice anywhere.
Well, of course, we're glad that you all did heighten the awareness of this and get people involved. Now, Sister Africa, you've got a young son, dynamic young brother. What do you hope this case will motivate him to do, and what message would you like it to send to him and his peers?
Well, first of all, I try to be the best example I can be as being a mother. And I think they've had a great example in seeing their father opening car doors and doing the right thing in terms of being an example as a father as well. So him coming out and being very much involved, just like myself, just as I did with my parents, he gets it very early. Both of them do. They understand quite well that, one, we are our own solutions. Two, enough is enough. So at their level right now, I expect them to speak up and step out a little bit more, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot happening within them and within their generation also. So I would like for them to look at this and say, you know what, wow, if that happened, you know, as Sister Doris said, in broad daylight, wow, that's an elder? Had nothing to do with it being a judge or not? Had no clue, he didn't care? Wow, you know, my son said when he saw that, he thought of his grandmother. They're the same age. You know, so the insult level, all of us think this is bureaucracy. We don't have time for that. Enough is enough. So I'm looking forward to more of us coming together with our children. The whole family needs to be involved at this level at this point, period.
You know, today he was indicted by the grand jury last week. Today was the date to just get another court date, which is going to be on the August the 18th, which is next week. And then he will be assigned a judge at that point. So this was just a preliminary hearing, but we want people to come out. We had almost 60 people, and I have to give a shout out to the Nation of Islam. They have truly been involved. They have truly supported us. So we want more people out next week. More men. This is just not a black woman thing. This is about the black family, black children, black men. So it's just time for us to stand up and try to stop some of these injustices that are being committed against us every day. It's just time. Where is the insult level? As I said in my letter, if he can hit a judge, I don't know if he knew whether or not she was a judge, but if he can hit a person of her status, what about the little woman? The ones who don't have the status, the ones who don't have the degrees, the ones who don't have the money. So we speak for all black women, regardless of their educational position or their in economic position. We just speak for all black women.
Well, you all said, and I appreciate Sister Doris and Sister Zakia being on our show, The Female Solution, this morning. And on the radio, you all spoke about how some women had come out about how they've been abused on jobs and so forth, and felt that they weren't getting anybody to stand up for them. What do you hope happens in terms of men's responses to when women are abused as a result of us rallying around this cause?
I hope that the men will hear our plead and our cry and come forward and step up and be the leaders that God have ordained them to be. They are our protectors. They are our leaders, and we expect for them to do that because they have been missing in action. In a lot of incidents, they have been missing in action. I've been assaulted on numerous of times in various meetings and things, and brothers don't support me, speak up on my behalf. I have to defend myself, which I don't have a problem doing it. I've done it many times, but I'm just saying brothers have to step up now and support sisters at all costs, especially an incident like this. Like I said, Reverend Jesse Jackson, the Nation of Islam, those were the only people that I know. Now maybe somebody else came out publicly, but I don't know of anybody else that came publicly and said, no, this can't happen. This can't go on. That's why this Thursday at 6 o'clock, we're meeting at Rainbow Push again at 6 o'clock around this issue because more women want to get involved because they have been violated. They have been disrespected as well on these jobs and in housing situations. One sister, our Sister Crystal, they came after Sister Crystal for some little petty stuff and handcuffed her, took her to jail, and treated her like a real criminal. We can't let these things happen. One sister working at a hospital got an award for being a good nurse, one of the best nurses they had up there. Because she used one word of profanity, they fired her. One word of profanity. So sisters who are hurt and don't feel protected out here, we're coming together. And we're saying, brothers, protect us because we've always been behind you. So don't take us for granted any longer. You come on out here and you get behind your woman and you support her because we're the only friends that you got. Nobody else care about your black self but us.
Well, Sister Eunice, you've been out here on the struggle, a lot of marches and things like that. Now, I've seen cases where the men did stand up and took the lead and bore the brunt of things. what do you think happened over the years? What happened to perhaps, I don't know, weaken the position of men in our struggle? In your opinion, what do you think happened?
In my opinion, you know, some of the men, they got these high jobs. They're owned by some of the whites, and they're afraid to speak out. That's my opinion. But I'm out here also because I have grands and great-grandchildren. They're watching what we do. All the gains that we have made, we've gone backwards. And so that's why I'm going to continue to fight, even at my age, which is 81.
Wow, you look good, Vade. I must say, all of y'all look superb. And tell me what your secret is, because I want to look like you when I'm 81. Well, you know, one of the last things that I want to address is the fact that we've got I guess, a generation of young women who have not been politically active, and they don't seem to have been motivated to get involved. Let me ask you this, Sister Africa. Those women who maybe missed the civil rights movement, they really don't get the significance of this. What can we say to them to energize them to get them involved in this kind of struggle?
You know, I don't know that it's what we can say to them. I saw an interesting post last night of a friend of mine who posted Dr. King's speech, and she specifically put in paraphrase that she didn't know about the insufficient funds check, which today we interpret that as reparations. And, you know, I had to comment. I try not to comment, you know, but I had to comment on that one because, you know, she said, I learn something new every day. And we're 40. You know, so at 40, I think that it's time now. You know, her son is going to go away to college. And right now she's thinking, man, the police brutality has increased. These black men are just getting killed. I think they're trying to kill us. No, they are killing us. So it's not a thought anymore. It has been happening. So I think more of us are waking up now, and we're seeing it now. And oftentimes, activists come out of personal situations. Some of our best activists are people that went through the fire. So some of us are born, some of us follow the leadership. We grow up household, we go with our parents to it. Those of us that have not, it's happening whether we want it to or not. You know what I mean? Brothers and sisters are waking up, as they say. Turn up. Are we turning up now for real? Because we have to. Look at everything that is happening to us. I had to make the comment about Lil Wayne making a comment in his record about Emmett Till. Sister Erica and I had to fight that fight, and it's not over. It's not over. We have the same background. We both study psychology, and I let them know on the panel that you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. Sister Africa's on the flyer, and I'm speaking somewhere, I may get a couple of hundred. Lil Wayne come to your town, you're going to shut a city down. So you do have a responsibility and accountability for those words that you say, because those words are so powerful that young people don't understand. They listening and grooving and thinking that that's okay. Beat it up like Emmett Till. What? That's insidious. Okay? So at this point, we don't have a choice but to look at it for what it is and to stand up and come closer together and unify and alert our children.
You know, when you come over here, 26 in California, it is so painful because all you see are young black boys, 18, 17, 16, and some sisters. It is really, really sad. I mean, there's genocide being committed against us. We are in a war. We're in a fight for our lives. And so what we will do with the young people, we'll just continue to teach and continue to reach out to them because it's really not their fault. We have, in a way, failed them. The school system has failed them. So we've just got to continue to teach and attack anyone who attacks us, whether it's a black person with a rap song or whatever you want to call it. Whenever we are attacked, we need to come together and deal with it. Because, you know, we are the mothers of civilization. So I say to sisters, take your place. That's right. Take the place that Allah God, the Creator, put us in. That's right. We are the moral conscious. So we have to just take our place and continue to do what God wants us to do.
Well, I thank you all. I thank you all for taking your place. Thank you to Sister Zakia, Sister Eunice, Sister Doris, and Sister Africa. And thank you for being a part of this battle. And we're in it to win it. Well, we want to say thanks to all who participated.
Yes, I would just like a shout out to all of the sisters, the like-minded sisters that hurriedly came to our meetings, and thank Reverend Jesse Jackson for giving us the opportunity to meet there at Rainbow Push. The Nation of Islam, oh my God, I can't thank them enough. And I thank Almighty God, Allah, who's the head of my life, first and foremost.
Well, thank you all for being instruments of God, and we'll continue to inspire those to join us. We're in it to win it. Well, you just heard from some powerful sisters, And they're organizing because they are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And like Fannie Lou Hamer, they're not going to take it anymore. We'll be back on August 18th for the next court date. So follow this story and get involved. I'm Naima Latif for the Media Connection. We'll see you next time.